Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. And I'm Bob Pace, your host, and here we are to fight CPS and stop taking our children. You heard me that right. I've been doing this for the last 17 months, and in the evening, it's stop taking my children. And it's true, they take your children. The sad thing is they take you too often, and they're not in danger. They should be with the family. But I'm here to help you. I've been a CPS victim myself. And I've been doing this live stream for 17 months, all since October of 2023. And I'm here twice a day on YouTube broadcasting using the StreamYard application. You found me on Facebook, and I'm glad you did. It's Fight CPS with Bob Pace. And I think it's the only one that's twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams a week. And I know a lot of it may be redundant, but I go over my 5 rules that I found out that would help you with your CPS case. And I've gone over how you're supposed to react in this live podcast. This is an interactive podcast. A live stream. It's not a podcast. A podcast is pre-recorded, and for a long time, I've been using the wrong name. It's a live stream. You're reacting. It is live. It's video. A podcast is an audio recorded earlier and then transmitted again. That's what a podcast is. But a live stream is where you can interact with me. And there's 4 ways you can interact in this room. Now, you heard me mention CPS several times. CPS is a government entity that I call the Child Protection Systems. It's in every state, every county around the country, and also around the world. Yes, I live stream all around the world. Where there's an internet, they can find me. And I've had about 21 countries so far that have either texted, commented, or actually called. I've had Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Libya, Saudi Arabia, Liberia in Africa, Sudan in Africa, and then I've had Rwanda, Mozambique, and of course the 2 provinces in South Africa. Then we go up to Europe, and I've had it in England, Scotland, Wales, along with Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond, we have North America, where I've had 4 provinces in Canada and all 50 states, including the Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, I've had Mexico. Then in South America, I've had Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, I've had New Zealand. And then 2 states in the land down under, Australia. They all have something in common, all these people, and over 1,000 people. Their children are immediately taken by a rogue CPS entity, Child Protection System. What I mean by rogue, they don't follow the rules. They're not civilized. They're very mean, and they will take your child away and bury you. They don't believe in family reunification, and all they believe in is making money off you. It's $1 trillion business to them. And they traffic you into foster care, which is illegal. But somehow they get away with doing this very terrible, terrible crime. They've been doing this with Indian children for over 75 years, from 1875 to 1978. They've been not returning children to families. It wasn't until they passed the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978 that forces CPS to see if the children are Indian and if they can be registered with the Indian tribe or are registered. There's 548 Indian tribes recognized by the federal government. They're turned over to the Indian tribe, the reservation. There they're put with an Indian family and do what's called reunification. That's something that these terrible CPS, these child protection systems, don't believe in, is reunification. And it was further supported when President Bill Clinton signed the law, the Incentive Act, which says that they get an extra bonus. The CPS system will get a bonus from the federal government, a big bonus, for having the child adopted into foster care. So they've been trying to make lots of money off the children. they do make lots of money. And they do it illegally. And they're not very kind or nice to you. Now, I have over 25 to 50 regular people that appear in here that come constantly here to listen to help other people. I really want to help you. This is an interactive live stream. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a loving father, and I've raised 6 children. 3 are older and 3 are younger. And I've also have 42 years of marriage experience. So I have a lot of life experiences that I can help you with. And believe me, I too was a victim of CPS. They too took my children when they weren't in danger. They deprived me for a long time of family reunification. In fact, they did a number on my family. The social worker was caught committing perjury while testifying in court. She lied. And she's so embarrassed she left. But when she saw his parents, she said, "You're never going to see your daughter." So she retaliated. She took our 12-year-old daughter and encouraged her to emancipate from mom and dad. That means divorce mom and dad. And her 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Divorced the whole family, including the grandparents, both sets of grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, the cousins, all of it were all divorced by our daughter. She was only 12 years at the time. She didn't know what she was doing, but the social worker certainly did, and she retaliated. Not only did she get her divorce us, she also changed her name. She had a beautiful middle name called Hanalei. And then on top of that, she sealed her birth certificate so we weren't the father and mother, even though we are. She got a new birth certificate and had her adopted parents put on there as the parents. And on top of that, that wasn't made bad enough. She got another Social Security card and double dipping from my Social Security retirement. You see, when you reach a certain age, you get additional Social Security of your money to help out if you have children. If you're over the age of 65 and you have children, you can get additional Social Security. And that's what I was doing. But I wasn't double dipping. She was double dipping. She used 2 Social Security money, and the money was going strictly to her adoptive parents, not to her. Not to her at all. So it is kind of a bad thing about that. Now, we have one of our regulars in here, NYP, and she is from California. Welcome, NYP. And what do you have for me tonight? What do you have for me tonight? Now, besides being in this room, you can show emojis, which some of you already have. I got thumbs up from Shundan Bundan Bolware. Thank you for the thumbs up. You can do smiley faces and hearts. Also, you can send me stars. Please check below if you want to follow me. And if you want to be notified when I'm on, check the notification button. But I'm glad to have you in here. There are 7 Facebook rooms that are channeled in here to the YouTube room. And I transmit on the YouTube, and I use the software application called StreamYard. And I'm glad you're here. But if you do talk with a comment Facebook, I have to show it on the screen because it does not show on the YouTube screen. So anyway, if you're going to do something more like texting and asking for a question or making a comment, make sure the question or the comment pertains to CPS and you're complete with it. I need your first name, and then what I need is your city and state. And if you're from another country, go ahead and put your country in. Put your country in. And I'll gladly help you with your question or comment. I think everybody in this room is very helpful. And I appreciate everybody being in this room that's so helpful there. Now, a third way is to be a guest on my live stream. To be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is send an email to my show producer, Grace. She'll put you on as a guest. I had a guest this morning. It was great. And you can talk and be seen, and everybody will hear you. You can help out other people in the room too. Now, to be a guest, you would contact my show producer. Her name is Grace. Her email is grace@vincentwdavis.com. You write the email and say, I want to be a Bob's Saturday show or Bob's Wednesday show or Monday or Tuesday. Then you say you want to be on the morning show or the evening show. That's all you have to do, and sign your name and put a phone number and send it off to my show producer, who will arrange you with a link, and you'll be I'm trying again. I have no idea where I'm encountering this problem here. Can you hear me now, NYP? Can you hear me now? NYP from California City, California. Can you hear me? NYP is the mother with a child, 11 broken bones. He has a degenerative disease that makes his bones easy to break. While he was in Precious care, the nurses inadvertently broke his bones when they changed the diaper or held him or something. They were accusing the parents of physical abuse, but the parents did not break the bones. Can you hear me, NYP? Grace, you're my show producer. Can you hear me in the background? It says my volume is 100%, so my microphone is not muted. Hello, Deidre. I know who you are now. Took me long enough. Deidre is the same kind of person I am, does a live stream and talks about CPS cases. She's from Orange County, California, Southern California. And I'm so glad she's here to support me. I'm always glad for her there. And I think that her live stream is on Wednesdays at 5:30 or 6:30. I'm not too sure on the time. But I'm glad you're here, Deldry, to support me and to help me. If you want to interject something, feel free to do so. Hopefully, NYP can hear me. They're from California City near Bakersfield and Lancaster and Fresno. They're out in the middle of nowhere, you know. But anyway, she's at a city that I thought had gone under. California City was a planned city, but didn't work. So Deidre did have her show on Wednesday. I knew it was Wednesday. She must have had it from 6 to 7, right before my show is. Oh, 5 p.m. I stand corrected. I thought it was 5 p.m. So from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., she has her live stream. And then for me at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., I have my live stream. So that is good news. That's good news. So do you have anything to add to the show, Deidre? Do you want to call in and talk, or do you want to text me anything you like to? That'd be great. I don't have anybody scheduled to be a guest on my show, Deidre. You just get a hold of Grace at vincentwdavis.com and she'll arrange you to be a guest. I'd love to have you a guest on my show tomorrow night. That would be great. Tomorrow night it'll be at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's the west coast of California. Now, NYP, do you have anything new for me? I know you're trying to figure out your assets to get Mr. Davis aboard. But yours is a pretty simple case. All you have to do is show them that your doctor has diagnosed your son at an early age with a disease. It's like rickets, where the bone is degenerated and they're so fragile they break if you just touch them. And you certainly did not do that. The nurses, when your baby was being born, may have done that, or maybe going through the birth canal. Yes, it is the smallest city. It's supposed to be a huge city. They have one McDonald's and a Dollar General store and a couple gas stations. That's all. I agree. California City was a dream city that was conceived and developed from the wasteland of that area. It was nothing more than tumbleweeds. And they brought in homes and plants and ideas of making a majestic city like Los Angeles. But because of its location, no one wants to come and live there. You know, you can make a book really flashy by dressing the cover. But if the temperature or the weather's not good and you don't have access to a lot of the areas, see, I lived along the coast, so I have to deal with the harsh winds, the harsh winters, or sometimes the weather that comes through California. So I get the ocean breezes in summertime pretty much year round. We do have our cold nights and our cold days. It has snowed actually at Surf City. I did see snow stick the ground on the beach and everything, but that's a rare occurrence. But anyway, NYP is from California City, and she has a horrible, horrible case where the CPS workers had charged her with abuse for breaking 11 breaks in her daughter's body. And that was all shown to be a disease, a degenerated disease where the bone is crumbling and falling apart. And it's hard because she's got no money for an attorney and she's trying to hire Mr. Davis, and Mr. Davis certainly would turn things around. CPS goes anywhere there is if there's money. I think California City is in, I think it is in LA County, if I'm not mistaken, because it's near Lancaster, and Lancaster is LA County. And LA County is bad for CPS. Thank you, Deidre. I look forward to having you on my live stream tomorrow. That's at 7 p.m. So we got a guest signed up. Yay! I'm so happy that we have a guest signed up. If any of you like to be my guest, I can take 9 of you. All you do is email my show producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com and put on one of the shows. There's 14 shows to pick from, and there's 2 shows, a morning show and an evening show. One is at 10 o'clock in the morning, the other one's 7 o'clock at night, both Pacific Standard Time. Now, on the weekend, I come on early at 8 o'clock Saturday and 8 o'clock on Sunday. So that's the only difference. I also sometimes will change my dates around. So I'll let you know. Now, when you are scheduled as a guest, you're given a link, and the link's good for the entire show in case you knocked off. She'll also tell you what you can say and not say, such as no eating on the show, and we don't use the first names of anybody. It's really simple rules, but Grace will make sure you understand them and follow them. Now, the fourth way to interact in this room, this live uh, this live stream is to call in, to call my number. My number is on the screen. That means I can take phone calls. It's 626 698 0990. And that is my office phone. And we use Vonage as the application. You don't have to get Vonage. You can talk normally on your phone. And you call in, I'll put you on speakerphone, and then we can answer your concerns, or you can help out other people that call in with their concerns. By the way, whether you call in as a guest on my phone or you sign up as a guest live on my live stream, you're entitled to a free 15-minute session with Vincent Davis, a truly functional position. It's through StreamYard, and it's a Zoom meeting. I don't know if it's through ZoomYard. I think it's through Zoom. Anyway, you'll have a meeting to talk to him about your case. He'll give you 15 minutes. He'll give you 15 minutes of his time to talk about how he handles cases. Now, since I'm live, you can talk to me during the show. If you call me before my show times or after my show times, I can't talk to you. I can only talk to you when I'm doing the live podcast. Now, there's another number on the screen, 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. That's where you can directly reach him. And that's where you can arrange. He has other meeting times to do. I've gotten him to do what's called a 30-minute private Zoom meeting with him, and he'll meet with you. All you have to do is to call in and be a guest on my podcast, and I'll tell you how they get that time and how you need to sign in and everything. Okay, good luck with your work, Deidre. Thank you for dropping in and showing report. See you tomorrow night on my live stream. I look forward to it. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. I do try to help out people. For some of you do not know, I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I've raised 6 children, 3 older, 3 are younger. And I have 42 years of marriage experience. And that's a lot of life skills. I can talk a lot about life skills. But I'm a devoted family man. And when 3 of my children were stolen from me through no fault of our own, it was terrible. And I found out who reported our children. It was my wife's mother and a father and 3 sisters and her brother. And she was horrified as well as me that they were trying to orchestrate the kidnapping of our children. There's alternative motives. The reason why I was so stupid stuff that they reported was true. But you'll find out in working with the child protection system, you are guilty before you're proven innocent. You're guilty in their system. When they first get you, they figure you're guilty, and you got to spend a lot of your time to open up and show that you're not guilty and you're not trying to do something that's wrong. Okay, now I'm looking for more people to give me something to work on. We have one thumbs up from Sandra Boone Bullaware, and so far we've had several people in my room. Deidre has a live stream she did tonight. She's going to be a guest on my live stream tomorrow night. And NYP has a horrible case. She's trying to hire Mr. Davis. She's from California City. Now, there's 5 rules that I've come up with that will help you in your CPS case. Number 1, you need to find an attorney. I know you're going to say, well, they gave me an attorney. They gave me a court-appointed attorney, a public defender. Well, I got news for you. That attorney they gave you was hired by CPS, is a criminal attorney, not a juvenile law, family law, or dependency attorney. That's what kind of attorney you need. Also, the attorney that is given by the child protection system is corrupt because they won't have their mouth empty. They'll have their mouth completely full. And it's a big, big vehicle when they see it. So they try to take advantage of it. So it's very important you follow these rules. 1 is get an attorney. I don't know how many times I've said to say that. Because if you get a court-appointed attorney, they're not going to fight for you because they're only trained in criminal law. They're not trained in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. And they have a caseload that's so heavy they don't have time for you. They're stacked that way. And they also work for CPS. So you can't trust their court-appointed attorneys. You need to find one. All you have to do is find one. Now, if you get a real attorney like Mr. Davis, he was my attorney. I just hired him too late in the game. But he got back my 2 boys. I lost my daughter earlier. I told you it was retaliation. But he's an amazing attorney.